If you enjoyed yesterday's Carolina People, then you need to stay just a little bit longer. Maurice Williams, Part 2, coming up next. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Waccamaw Community Foundation on South 17 Business in Murrells Inlet. We're focused on Part 2 of that living legend, Maurice Williams. Good morning, Maurice.
Good morning, Greg.
Thank you again for coming back in.
My pleasure.
What a great way to get ready for Christmas.
Fantastic.
On Tuesday.
Yes.
To have you in here, and of course having you down in your home state.
Yeah, my home state. Love it.
Particularly nice. I guess you probably cross the border every once in a while into
definitely.
from Mecklenburg over into now Lancaster's up in that part of the state. I mean,
it is.
Right.
It's about 40 miles from Charlotte.
Yeah, yeah.
South of Charlotte.
Easy to go see your sister and nieces and nephews down there.
Yeah, it is indeed.
You shared with us that yesterday. For folks who missed it yesterday, A, they missed a treat. B, they need to go online and watch the interview because it was just that special. But the opportunity to get you in, we had a guest in yesterday's show who said she really wanted to know about the guys you're performing with these days. The
Zodiacs. Yeah, they're great. They're great. I have a guy that everybody knows is the high part, the guy that sings the high part on stage.
On stage.
Freddie Mangum.
Right.
Is out of Durham, North Carolina.
Is that right? Yeah.
Fred sings that high part, and then we have my first cousin Leander Blackman sings with us.
Right.
He's out of Lancaster, and a guy named Melvin Smith. Everybody call him Little Pee Wee.
Little Pee Wee.
He sings with us. Yeah, and then I have the drums, bass, guitar, lead guitar, keyboards, and a saxophone player.
So
the backup band.
Yeah. It's always been.
Always been. It's been larger before, but this is the group we have now.
That's tremendous.
And one fax.
Of course, as we talked about yesterday, folks can go into stores right now, into Walmart in particular, into Best Buy, and pick up your big Christmas CD. Of course,
the CD and the DVD.
And the DVD. Excuse me, I keep saying CD. But
well, you're like me.
Piece.
Yeah, they're both of them are there.
Right. Absolutely. A lot of folks can catch you on TV now, not just on Fox here this morning, but on educational television in South Carolina, on UNC TV in North Carolina.
Right, on the Doo-Wop.
The Doo-Wop show.
Doo-Wop series.
What was that like putting that together? Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. It was like a big homecoming.
Really?
Yeah, to be with all the groups that we came up together and we performed at all the venues like the Apollo and different places around the country.
Right.
And then we come all back together, originating in Pittsburgh.
Is that right?
And the amazing thing and the great thing was that all the guys, everybody's singing, they sound so good today. Sound just like they sounded yesterday or better. You know, and somebody say, well, y'all ain't singing for real, you're pantomime. No, we were actually singing. Actually singing. And the guys say, well, you're so old. But see, what people fail to realize, Greg, the voice gets better.
Is it like wine?
Yeah, as you use it.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Well, you drink the wine up.
Right. That I was thinking as you got older, but
as you get older, your voice, as you get older, and you use it, but you have to continuously use it.
Right.
To sing. Well, for an example, look at Ray Charles.
Yeah.
When he passed away, he sounded just as good or better as he sounded in the beginning of his career.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Yes.
And look at your opera singers.
Right.
They're older guys, but they use their voices. It's really interesting.
Pavarotti, before he died,
of course,
really using it right up to the last. Yeah.
And that's what it is.
Are there things you do to, and I'm sure a lot of people want to know that about singers, things you do to massage your...
Not rock and roll.
Things to,
Not for rock and roll. It's a soul thing.
Right.
The more you just let it go as it is, don't kill yourself. But, you don't have to do like an opera singer, because we're not singing opera. The stuff that we sing is emotional and original. The more we do originality, leave it like it is and just let it come forth.
Right.
Soulful stuff. you know, that's what it's all about.
How about when you're out, Maurice, and folks want to hear a song? Is there anything that's most requested?
Stay.
Stay. Is that right?
Of
Even
course.
over Little Darling? Little Darling?
Stay.
Yeah.
Stay.
Yeah.
Stay.
Yeah. Now, is that because it has been popularized so much by folks like Jackson Brown, by
Yes.
the tons of folks?
Yeah, it wasn't a Temptation movie.
Right. Yes.
The
yes.
girls singing. Yeah, that, and then, you know,
Who are some of the other folks that have performed that song?
Jackson Brown, of course, we talked about him, and Andrew Gold,
Right.
the
yeah.
Hollywood Strings did it,
Wow.
and Dave Clark 5 did it.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
And it's another group out of Europe did it. And then all the movies.
Oh, yeah.
And the
Dirty
commercials.
Dancing was
Dirty Dancing was the one.
It's celebrating 20 years now, or next year, or right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a...
And it's on its way to Broadway, by the way.
Wow.
I forgot to put that down. Dirty Dancing is going to Broadway.
Right.
It's in Canada now. And guess what? They got in there. They lead off with Little Darling.
Is that right?
Yeah, and Little Darling wasn't on the original.
They lead off with Little Darling.
They lead off.
Is that right? Well, of course they perform Stay in there. But,
Stay is in it.
Yeah, yeah.
But the movie didn't have Little Darling.
That is
But
tremendous.
Little Darling is in the play itself. This is being performed in Canada, and they're headed to Broadway.
Wow.
And Little Darling is in there.
That is amazing.
Yeah,
You
they
think
lead off
about
with
Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey,
Yeah,
those folks
man.
helping to memorialize that song
Yes.
to such a great level. But Jackson Brown, and I think, am I correct, you all actually performed that together? At
Yeah,
some
we did
point?
it in
Yeah.
Florida,
Is
in
that-
Miami at the arena, I forget the name of it. But it was Joe Welch, Jackson Brown,
Right,
and Joe Welch, and a couple more guys.
right, right.
We jammed it. I was on the piano. Jackson's on the guitar, because Joe was on the guitar. And we jammed 15 minutes, and nobody had a tape.
No.
No tape recorder
come
was
on.
going.
No.
So we didn't get a copy of it. Can you imagine the
That
records
doesn't
that would have
happen
sold again?
Oh, yeah,
15 minutes of a song that originally we did 1 and 37 seconds long, and we jammed that for 15 minutes?
Oh, come on.
Yes, we did.
A 1.5 minute song. You guys performed it in 15 minutes. There
We
wasn't
did it for
a tape
15
recorder
minutes.
around.
Tape recorder going no.
Oh, my God. That's right.
Everybody was like, "Is anybody got a tape on? Got a tape on?" And then no tape nowhere. It wasn't
That
going.
is hilarious.
It was, and it happened. It was amazing.
Yeah.
First thing Jackson asked me when I met him, he says, first thing he said before he said hello, and then the guy said, "This is Maurice Williams." He said, "Man, I didn't mess your song up, did I?" Now we're talking, the song is number 10 on the charts with a bullet going to all the way up the charts.
Right, yeah.
And he talking, "I didn't mess your song up." Mess it up some more if that's what it takes.
Please, try it again.
Keep messing it up, man. It's going to sell that way.
Wow. Maurice.
We're happy.
You shared yesterday, and I'm so glad you did that, name Ernie Young, and that highlights
yeah.
the power of Stay, because it enabled you to maintain control of your music, particularly stuff you were writing as far back as when you were a mid-teenager.
Right.
And of course, a lot of folks now want to know, what do I need to do to, if I want to be a musical artist for the rest of my life, what do I need to do to position myself for that?
What one needs to do, special our young folk, is to believe in themselves and not drugs.
No drugs.
No drugs, please. That don't do nothing. Yourself. Believe in yourself, your family, and God. Well, hopefully you do anyway, in God. But believe in yourself and don't give up. Follow that dream. If somebody out there say it ain't gonna work, you got to follow your dream.
Right.
You gotta have a dream. Follow that dream. Don't give up. Keep going, and it happens. But you gotta really want to do this thing.
Right.
You gotta really want it. As you know, show business is like 80-90% of it is wanting to be and believing that I can be.
Right.
And the rest is easy. You gotta really, and loving it. And that's advice I give.
Right.
And keeping yourself clean and don't do the drug thing, and just stay clean, no drugs. Alcohol, none of that jazz.
Right.
Just believe in yourself and keep your dream alive.
You did have a lot of folks early on saying, Maurice, don't work so hard, relax, take it easy.
Well, at one point.
Right.
That's after I got it going.
Oh, yeah,
You know.
yeah.
But in the beginning, everybody was saying, do it, do your thing.
Make it happen. You obviously had a very supportive family.
I did.
All the guys around you, the folks in the band, you highlighted yesterday that excitement of the fraternity brothers there.
Yeah.
Seeing you perform at Lancaster, then opening up that door for you to perform at a lot of fraternities.
Man,
I think you shared off camera that those guys actually later had a tie-in to, was it Stay?
Stay. They produced Stay. Guys
For the
from
first
University,
time.
yeah, University of South Carolina. They produced Stay. Phil Garnard, John McCullough. They produced Stay while they were going to the University of South Carolina.
Now, Maurice, I obviously I don't know those guys, but you wrote the song, you performed it. Those guys are living their entire life saying, I produced Stay.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. I mean, the excitement for them.
Sure.
Thinking about that, and of course, it is exciting.
Yeah.
And for Ernie Young to say, I had a piece of Little Darling.
Little Darling, right.
I made that happen. I helped get Maurice going, and whether he's around or not, I'm sure
he passed away.
His family
he did
and
the
others
Little
would
Darling
say,
thing.
absolutely. Yeah.
Family, right.
Yeah. How about folks that you follow these days, musicians that you really think about, you like the way they play, you like things they do?
You mean today?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, the guys like, I'm still crazy about Johnny Mathis.
Really?
But most of the guys that inspired me back in the day, we're now friends. I know them or whatever, you know, at my age now. And we're friends now, and I know most of them.
Right.
You know, and a lot of them passed away.
Oh, yeah.
But it's so deep in me that they left it with me. It's still in here, and I'm trying to carry it on, man.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever performed with Johnny Mathis?
Yes.
Oh, wow. What was that like, him being one of the folks you really follow and love? My mother is a huge Johnny Mathis fan, and I saw him perform at the Palace Theater. He was unbelievable.
He's unbelievable.
Right.
He's such a nice, humble, thankful guy.
Right.
We performed together at the Brooklyn Paramount in New York City. He came in from Miami.
Yeah.
And it was Johnny Mathis Day.
Johnny Mathis Day.
Yeah, because he was special guest.
Yeah.
And we talked, this is a rock and roll show with the Isley Brothers, Zodiacs, Shirelles, Five Keys, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
And he come in special day for Johnny Mathis. So we opened the show.
Right.
With him as special guest, we had to follow him.
Following Johnny Mathis.
I agree.
He's the special.
I'm there shaking in my boots, literally.
Yeah.
Shaking in my boots. I got to go on after this man.
Yeah.
The man that I done dreamed about, I love him to death.
Yeah.
I got to follow him.
Right.
But thank goodness and thank God for Murray the K. And the MC, Murray the K. When Johnny, dig this, when Johnny Mathis went on, he couldn't speak for 5-10 minutes because they wouldn't stop applauding.
Oh, yeah.
The kids went, wow.
All ages.
All ages. Went wow. So when he sang, then when he finished, Murray K came on and said, listen, we're going to change the pace. So he talked to everybody, got the audience, put back into the rock and roll doo-wop gear. Then he brought us on.
Right.
And then they went crazy again.
Oh,
so we were happy then.
Oh, yeah.
So, but thanks for Murray K. He did that.
Absolutely. That's
He
right.
did
That's
that.
right.
That was something else.
To think about you shaking in your boots, Maurice Williams shaking
Johnny
in his
Mathis,
boots.
whoa, man, unbelievable.
I think my mother would just love to touch you, knowing you performed with Johnny Mathis. Yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah. I bet we could track her down. That's
she's a beautiful lady.
Oh yeah, that's very
Beautiful
sweet.
lady.
That's very sweet. You know, there's so many things, and to think about it, do you ever sit back and say, "I'm Maurice," or you stay very humble? Yeah.
I stay humble. I stay with God. I stay in church.
Right.
And I believe in myself and others.
Right.
Big time.
Yeah.
Because it takes all of us. And I just stay that way.
Right.
And by me staying that way,
Yeah.
my feet stay on the ground.
Right. Right.
And I never forget Lancaster, South Carolina.
Oh yeah.
I'll never forget my home.
Right.
And I've seen this happen. Once you forget from where you came, you lost. I've seen guys forget that.
Right.
I really have. And they never amount to anything.
Yeah. Can you talk to them? Can you say you got to remember?
No.
Yeah. You can't talk to them at that point. Yeah.
No, they're gone.
Yeah.
They're gone. Hey guys, they go up, and they say, "Well, I'm from Philly." No, you ain't. You from Lawrence, South Carolina, and I know you are.
Right.
But I don't tell them that. They're too far gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, they don't want to be from the little small town anymore. They got to be from the big city, and it ain't right. So I never did that.
Right.
And so that really helps me stay grounded.
That is a great point. That
You know?
is a great point.
And I feel good staying that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel good saying, I'm from a small town.
Right.
I'm proud.
Yeah.
You know, I'm happy.
Well, I know the leadership of South Carolina sure loves Maurice Williams out on the trail.
I love South
opening up
Carolina.
in London, England, and this
Oh,
man's
man.
from Lancaster, South Carolina.
Yes.
Opening up worldwide, and that's been a great
Love
claim
it.
to fame, much like Bill Pinkney,
Yes,
Mickey
definitely.
Spillane, even though he was a New Jersey guy, he lived in South Carolina
He did.
forever. Vanna White, folks that have continued to bring this state some great recognition, and we're all
Definitely.
appreciative of that.
Definitely.
You know, we think about, for you, favorite performance, favorite memories of being out performing live. Obviously, you shared with us yesterday performing with James Brown and watching
Yes.
him in action in the morning
Definitely.
and at night. But do you have any favorite memories that really stick out in your mind?
One of my favorites is being in London and performing in front of 6,000 people that are dancing to the oldies, the songs that I wrote and performed with the Gladiolas.
Right, right.
And they're dancing, 6,000 people, man. They're dancing straight up and down.
No.
Some kind of dance, Greg, they do where they jump straight up
They're
and
in
down.
London, England. Yeah,
London,
yeah.
England. You see 6,000 heads doing that. That's something to see.
Yeah. You stop singing, you just watch it.
Well, you want to, but
Yeah,
you see it going on.
Yeah,
But it's amazing.
yeah,
That was one of the highlights.
yeah.
The biggest. And another fun memory is when I received the Order of the Palmetto.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That
must have been.
was
yeah.
huge.
That was just a few years ago.
Well,
2004, wasn't it?
somewhere in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The
That
Order
was
of the
huge.
Palmetto, which is the highest award for folks who aren't familiar
Yes.
with it, that any civilian in the state of South Carolina can receive.
That stands out.
Absolutely.
All the
That-
awards, the record sales, all that. When your home folk think you're good and think that you are that special,
Right,
that and your home, that means an awful lot to me. You know,
absolutely.
People that know you grew up with,
Right.
your home, can't beat it.
A big kudos back to someone else who I know you've performed with, who went back to his roots, Bill Pinkney there.
Yes, my
and
buddy.
back to
My buddy.
back to the Sumter
Sumter.
area, and recognized that even though he would travel worldwide and the Drifters, the original Drifters, would be known worldwide,
Yes.
he'd still be able to say happily, "Hey, I'm from Sumter, South
That-
Carolina."
he always did that.
Right.
Made me feel good.
Yeah,
And the two of us together,
right.
ooh, wow, you can't beat it. South Carolina was raising sand that day.
That it was, absolutely. Yes, yes.
He was talking about the boardwalk, and I'm saying, stay a little longer. Right in South Carolina.
Right, right.
You know,
I love
wow,
it.
we can't beat it.
I love it. Speaking of that, didn't you perform a song recently?
Yeah.
That is South
Carolina, the
Right,
song.
right. That
Yeah.
song you're talking about. Yes, yes.
I wrote it, and
Can folks get that on any albums, or is that something they can?
it's gonna be on
coming,
my
right.
album,
Okay.
50th anniversary.
Right, good. Coming out
And
soon.
you
yeah.
probably can buy it right off internet. Frank
Right.
Shaw.
At
Bradley House
BradleyHouseMusic.com. Great, Bradley House Music.
And ETV,
Absolutely.
South Carolina, South Carolina,
Right,
ETV.
right.
You can get it out. They're not selling it though.
Oh yeah, sure. No,
They're
just giving
promoting it.
Sure, absolutely.
We did it for a show they're doing. So what is it? I forget the name of it.
Right.
It's a documentary for ETV, and then I forget when it's going to be
Right,
out.
right, right.
But it'll be sometime soon. spring or something. But it'll be there. It's a fantastic song.
Oh, yeah.
Tells about staying right here in South Carolina,
I love
which is fantastic. It's so fitting.
Yeah, yeah.
What she is talking about, the documentary, the song, it seemed like the song was wrote to complement her idea.
Yeah.
And when the song was already wrote, and then when she heard it, she said, wow, it fits what she's doing. Her name is Betsy, somebody. I forget.
Right.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, that's right. It's early. It's 7 a.m. It's right before Christmas. You're thinking about presents. You're thinking about getting out.
I need a present.
Getting out of here to shop.
But,
That's
yeah,
right.
and it fits the documentary so good. So it's going to be great. It fits.
I love it. We just got a few minutes, Maurice. Can you even remember how many albums you've done? You've obviously recorded a lot of albums.
It's been a ton. I don't remember all. Plus, we got a new one coming out.
Yeah, another little just moment. Can't remember them all. That's right. That means more than 2, more than 5.
More than 5, more than 10.
Yeah. Wow.
So we'll concentrate on the new one.
Yeah, that's right. Well, a lot of folks can go out to stores now. Again, we talked about Walmart. We're not talking about Walmart in South Carolina. We're talking about Walmart nationwide, worldwide. The ability to get Maurice Williams, of course, going to BradleyHouseMusic.com. We talked about Best Buy, another very popular venue for picking out music and a big music seller. Folks can go to Best Buy and pick up some Maurice Williams performances.
Wonderful.
You know, a lot of folks wonder about that idea about if your music has changed at all. Is the way you perform today any different from how you perform? Really?
The same.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Right.
Hopefully it's gotten better. But you don't change it. I had a person tell me once, if you ever change that, we can't book you because we booked the 60s and the 50s, so you got to remain the same.
Right.
So I'm still singing This Magic Moment, of course, Stay and all that.
Yeah.
The same way I did it in 1960.
Your voice has just gotten better.
It's gotten better.
Yeah.
I have a little cold today, but it's gotten better, actually.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. We're doing the exact same music. And we are good.
Yeah. So you know it.
I love to say this. Some guys say, well, you finally learned how to do it right. I say, yes. After 50 years, I learned how to sing it right and do it right. So,
I love it. Well, you have really kept your youth, Maurice. You know, I hate to say that. I hate to say the year you were born. I think
it's okay with me.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be here.
Right. To think about performing for almost, as you said, 50-some years.
Over 50 years.
But to think about getting started at age 5.
Yes.
And to know that your family was behind you.
Yes.
Family was supporting you. I've heard you
beautiful.
talk a lot about an uncle, I believe.
Uncle Coy.
Uncle Coy.
Yeah, he played jazz piano.
Right, yeah.
He helped me a lot.
Absolutely.
He used to drive us around the jobs, you know.
Is that right?
Yeah. He helped me an awful lot. Coy, Big Inez Clinton's husband, was Uncle Coy. And he's a jazz pianist. And he helped me out a lot. Yeah, he did. He really did. Had a great family. The music is so wonderful. You know, it's just beautiful, and the memories are just... And I'm working on a book.
You are?
Yeah, it should be out, Greg, in September of 2008.
Yes. Wow,
yeah,
that is tremendous. Well,
but I've been doing it for 40 years. But the thing about a book, every time I write something, I have to wait on this to happen.
Right.
I changed this because that did happen, whatever. So at this age, I'm going to wrap it up and go ahead and put it out there.
That is
2008.
We will be looking out for that in 2008. Maybe we can get you back in to highlight that.
That'd be wonderful to do that.
The book comes out.
We'll do it.
Get my folks down from Durham. They'd love that. They could ride down with Freddie.
I'd love to. Yeah.
Little Freddie there.
Well, Freddie lives in Charlotte now.
Oh, he does. Okay,
does, yeah.
Sure.
But he goes home a lot.
You found the Tar Heel State now as home, I believe.
Definitely. Both is home.
Both states.
Both.
You can't say which Carolina is your Carolina.
I just wish it was still called Carolina.
Yeah. Just one big Carolina.
I wish it was, like the Carolina Panthers.
Absolutely. That's
fantastic.
Exactly right.
I wish it was all Carolina, but that would never be, so let's don't even talk about it.
The biggest inspiration for you, Maurice, as you think about it, obviously you talk about God and being grounded that way. Mm-hmm. Is he your biggest inspiration?
Yes, he is. Yeah. Definitely. He is, always have been. Oh, since I was a wee eye to a potato. And get original. Knee eye to a potato. See, we were born, when I was born, the church was right across the street. I come out my front door, go across the street without getting hit by a car. Church is right there. Mm-hmm. So this service went on all the time, you know, Sundays and Wednesdays, Thursdays. And I was in there every Sunday. So I was raised in church, and so I stayed in church all the time. My mother wanted me to be a minister.
Is that right?
But I wanted to do rock and roll. So I minister my songs.
Right, yeah.
There's a positive message.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I tell my Reverend now, in New Emmanuel in Charlotte, I tell him, I say, Rev, I'm going out to minister my songs. And it's a positive message, you know, and it's all good.
Yeah.
It's very positive. So I make somebody happy tonight.
Absolutely.
You know, I don't care about you drinking booze. I don't care what you do. My message is going to be positive, right. Going to make you happy.
Yeah.
You're going to forget that little problem you got over here.
Right.
You know, it's going to be happy. That's what we preach.
Those are great
and
words.
Love, and love.
Yes, and love, and love. And that's kept you grounded. Maurice, I'm sorry we've run out of time. Again, I'm embarrassed. An hour yesterday and today is blown by. Living Legend, Part 2 today. Stay tuned. A little more of Maurice Williams coming up next. We started this morning talking about stay, and we wrapped up this morning talking about God. You heard Maurice say it. Stay with God. Stay off the drugs. Learn more about Maurice Williams online at mauricewilliams-stay.com. Maurice Williams.